Hey guys, Claire here, and in today's video, we're going to talk about all things Harry and Meghan. Since the last video, the name of the most recent recipient of Meghan's jams has been revealed. It's none other than Abigail Spencer. It's been interesting to see just how much press Meghan's jams has been getting. I don't think I have ever seen jam be the topic of discussion as this has been. Eagle-eyed royal watchers were quick to spot not only the familiar background, but the familiar dog as well. Abigail is seen here on the grounds of Harry and Meghan's Montecito mansion, and beside her, initially I thought it was Guy, but apparently this is Mamma Mia. And for those of you who don't know, Mamma Mia was adopted by Harry and Meghan, was it last year or a year before? So it's nice to see Mamma Mia living her best life. Seriously, how stunning does Abigail look? While I was in the process of editing this video, Chrissy Teigen recently revealed that she has also received her American Riviera Orchard Jam. Now, Chrissy's presentation or post has been my favorite so far. The Bob Marley We Jammin' song selection was top tier. Also, the fact that she included her family in the mix. You see her kid eating. You also see one of my favorite singers, her husband, John Legend, included in the video as well. And the beauty of this, yes, it's effective, but it's relatable, right? A mom feeding her family. Love that. But also, it showcases Meghan's jam and her product, which is the pot used to cook the bacon. That sandwich looks bomb. And I mean, if Richard Eden can ask for a bottle of jam, I might as well ask for a bottle of jam too. Mother Sussex. Please, may I have a bottle of jam, please? Oh God, that was horrible. I'm so sorry to my British friends.
I think that they are actually trolling the haters now. All over a bit of jam. That's Chrissy Teigen. She's number 20 for that person making that spreadsheet. John Legend also appears at the end of the video. He eats the sandwich. It's a sandwich. She's making this whole extra 1-minute video with Jammin playing, which is with jam, brie, and bacon. I mean, it looks amazing, but it's just so funny to watch. And obviously people are going to be going a bit crazy over it and probably speak very badly about Chrissy, and she'll be getting some hate coming her way. But either way, Marketing 101.
Now I'm sure that there will be a few angry royalists in Chrissy Teigen's comment section, but this is not the first time that Chrissy has talked about Meghan, shown support to Meghan. They met like years ago during this event for Super Bowl. Chrissy has regularly called people out for their mistreatment of Meghan, and they've also both bonded on having miscarriages, unfortunately. I remember I saw a tweet from her saying, you know, my God, like the harassment is just so much that this woman is going to have a miscarriage, and it unfortunately happened. So Chrissy Teigen is a tough woman who is used to public scrutiny and people trying to attack her on social media. She's not bothered about these people. In fact, she'll probably chuckle about it and maybe troll a little bit harder. So good for her. In reference to her comments about the person making the spreadsheet, for those of you who don't know, there is a royal fan on social media who created an actual spreadsheet, as you can see here, with the names of the people who have received the jams and other little tidbits on the side. Not even Meghan fans are doing that. It is insane. The Duchess of Eden talked about the psychosis of the person who created this, or the people who have, for the past 4 to 8 years now, have been on social media doing things like this.
Listen, friend, the person or people who created that spreadsheet desperately need a mental evaluation ASAP. That is so unhealthy and obsessive and incredibly dangerous that they are so consumed by this woman. And I think the reason why they want to know who Meghan sent that gem out to is because not only are they obsessed with Meghan Markle, but at their core, these are abusers who have been emboldened by the UK media, a UK media that has been empowered and informed by the British royal family. What Meghan did in getting in a relationship with Harry and marrying Harry and having children with Harry was destroy their worldview and their false sense of superiority. Because how dare a biracial Black American at that woman marry their palm-colored British prince? But she completely destroyed that reality for them. And they desperately, desperately want it back. But the only way you can get it back is if you can destroy Meghan so Harry will come home. Right? This is like all of this from the very beginning. All of the lies and propaganda and misinformation, all of that has been to break up Meghan and Harry. And it has not worked. Instead, it seems to have brought them closer together. Now, because they still want this outcome, they need to know who supports Meghan and Harry. This is why it was so important for them to get their story out in their own words, because now they have garnered more support than they ever have. And it is much harder for the Crown Critters, UK media, and ultimately the British royal family to apply pressure to break this relationship so they can get what they want. Because now they got a bunch of people backing them. They have a bunch of people pushing back against the lies, propaganda, and misinformation. I mean, hell, even the American media is clowning them for this. But like I said, I think these people want to know so they can attack, whoever got those gems in hopes that they will drop Meghan and then isolate her. So they can continue to attack her and hopefully, however, pull her out of this picture. It's not going to work, but that's why they want to know. I mean, we've seen them do this before, right? With different brands. Oh, you partner with Meghan. I'm never going to buy your Mercedes. I'm never going to buy Hermes. You were buying it anyway. You know what I mean? You don't have the funds. But that's what they want to do. They want to destroy any type of connection because they want to make sure that she's unsuccessful. UK media has promised these people the absolute downfall of Harry and Meghan. We hear time and time again, they're the biggest losers. Hollywood hates them. Spotify hates them. Netflix hates them. But they haven't fallen. They haven't failed. We see more and more people coming out of the woodwork to support them, to work with them. So again, they're being promised this and something completely different is happening. And these people are short-circuiting and they're doing everything to try to destroy this woman's support system so they can live in the reality that they are most comfortable in.
And as I'm editing this video, another person who has received one of Meghan's jams has been revealed, and it's none other than momager extraordinaire Kris Jenner. Now, there was a tweet on X that I thought was really sweet. Apparently, this is from a Montecito local, and she says, being a local, I really appreciate that Meghan's showcasing our local agriculture with her first products. Our biggest crops have always been citrus and strawberries. I'm hoping for Meyer lemon marmalade next. Me too. And with all the hubbub about Meghan's jams, the UK press is not to be left out of the conversation. The latest conversation between Miss Angela and JJ was very interesting to see. This is the second time that I have seen somebody challenge the insane narratives from Levin. Honestly, I don't know why she still gets a platform, because there have been so many times that she says things that are easily verified as fiction. I guess if you're willing to disparage Harry and Meghan, you will get a place on GB News or Talk TV, because that's what they do. But it's interesting to see her in one breath say the most absurd things about Meghan, and in the other cast herself as victim when she is challenged. And the way that she got off that call sort of reminds me of the way Piers Morgan stormed off that studio when he was being challenged. See, that's the thing about these royal reporters, or royalist reporters, I should say, because they're not all a part of the royal rota. They can dish it out, but they can't take it. And whenever they are challenged,
you've got a vendetta against Meghan Markle. That's what it sounds like. You sound like, Angela, with respect, you sound like a troll. You sound like a social media troll. Everything you can point out that's incorrect.
Very rude. You don't call someone a dog with respect. That's without respect.
No, it is with respect.
Let me talk about something else. Why were you all getting hysterical about a jar of jam?
Who's hysterical about it? It's PR. She's trying to sell something. This is called advertising.
I know what PR is. I know what PR is.
Well, with respect, clearly you don't. You're saying it's so set up. It's a PR stunt.
You're here to fight me, so why don't you say goodbye?
I'm not here to fight you. I'm just laying out the truth to you.
You're very rude.
No, Angela, you don't want to be challenged. Really you won't be challenged and you won't be scrutinised. I'd like to know. Oh, and she's gone. You see, this is what happens when you challenge people. When you go to them, and you say to them, "Here's some facts. Here's some truths." Some people don't like it, and if people can't answer the truths, what do? They hang up.
We also saw comedian and actress Melissa McCarthy come to defense of Meghan Markle.
For no reason, people just like to be attacked. And a smart, interesting woman that has her own life, for some reason, is incredibly threatening to some people. And I always think, how inspiring. I've never once been threatened by someone who's amazing. I just think, how inspiring. So it's really on the people throwing the hate. It's Meghan's wonderful, like strong women.
I'm hoping to see a trend of more people calling out the nonsense that surrounds the press coverage that Meghan gets. More people who are willing to stand up and call out the insane and seemingly never-ending vitriolic hot takes from members of the UK press and for like royal fans. It is absolutely ridiculous. And she was spot on when she said that there is a subset of people who seem to be very threatened by Meghan. And that's what it is. They're so threatened and intimidated by this woman whose light they have not been able to extinguish, that it infuriates them. And that's been the fuel that keeps them going. Enough is enough.
Not liking Meghan Markle is quickly becoming my new litmus test for who is who's not, because every time someone says something negative about her, it's always based in she gives me a feeling.
Okay, go with me down this rabbit hole. Meghan Markle is to white women what Barack Obama was to white men. And what I mean by that is, when Barack Obama became president, it was the first time that white men, not all, let me say that at the top, it was the first time, though, that mediocre white men were confronted with Black excellence. Now, sure, we know we have been successful in many industries and that there was lots of Black wealth. But to them, the only Black wealth was in entertainment. LeBron, Oprah, Beyonce, Jay-Z. But Barack Obama was not in entertainment. And all of a sudden, they were confronted with this mediocrity. And instead of actually sitting with that, what does that mean? They just didn't like him and thought of 1,000 reasons not to like him. So how does this relate back to Meghan Markle? Well, when she was in entertainment and on Suits, nobody cared. But when she married Prince Harry, white women were confronted with the fact that Black women are also beautiful and deserve love and can marry the prince. And Meghan Markle doesn't even have a typical Black phenotype, but she's still not white. And white women were all of a sudden confronted with, what? I'm not the standard of beauty? It's not me. He's choosing some other standard of beauty? And that made them so uncomfortable that it turned into this Meghan hate train. They rather not confront what they're feeling, that uneasiness, that uncomfortableness. So they turn it against her and they have to make her the villain in this story. It's easier to turn it against someone else than it is to be uncomfortable with your own thoughts. And honestly, for some, they may not even think that deep. They may not even know why they're uncomfortable with her. But it's not that they're uncomfortable with her. They're uncomfortable with themselves. Anyway, that's my rabbit hole. What do you think?
In other Harry and Meghan related news, ITV boss attacks the BBC for buying Meghan Markle's show. So, let me get this straight. For the past, 7-8 years, the UK press has insisted that Meghan is irrelevant and that no one knew her before Harry. Yet there was a bidding war between the BBC and ITV for a Meghan Markle show? Irrelevant where? So ITV apparently complained to Ofcom last year that the BBC had dramatically increased its spending on US-made acquisitions in recent years. The BBC announced the acquisition of Suits last month and plans to show it later on this year. The obsession is real, and also complaining to Ofcom is as useless as complaining to a rock.
This beats Jamgate. Oh my god. So, ITV chief blasts BBC for outbidding them to buy the rights to Meghan Markle's US show Suits while bleating about budgets. It's so funny. ITV's top programming boss has attacked the BBC for buying the rights to Meghan Markle's US legal drama Suits while the corporation is bleating about program budgets. Basically, the BBC it's a public funded company. Everyone in the UK has to have a license, has to pay the license fee, and that's basically to pay for the BBC. And at the moment, it's £170 a year. So Kevin Liger revealed that the publicly funded broadcaster had outbid his own company to acquire the American show, adding this was not the right way to use license fee payers' money. Now, Suits came out in 2011. It's already on Netflix. There's 9 seasons of it. I saw it all. I loved it back in the day. And it's really interesting that BBC and ITV are both fighting for it. Is there possibly that people want to see it? There's an interest for it. They're spending a lot of money on it. And the even funnier thing is that every single person who has a TV are going to be paying for it, even if they hate Meghan Markle.
And in other Harry and Meghan related news, the US Polo Association has shared that it was honored to be the MVP sponsor and official apparel partner of the 2024 Santa Bale Royal Salute Polo Challenge. The official social media pages of the US Polo Association has been showing a lot of love to Prince Harry and Santa Bale lately, and from the way the Polo Association has been constantly linking themselves to Harry and Santa Bale, I'm willing to bet that they're excited to hop on that Polo Netflix Harry and Meghan train. Love that for them. And in other Sussex-related news, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex have recently hired a former UTA corporate communications manager. His name is Kyle Bulia. He will serve as the deputy press secretary and director of comms for the couple and their Archewell endeavors. His resume is pretty impressive, so I'm excited to see what he brings to the office of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex.
This is the UK media, still obsessed with Meghan and Harry. This is no hate to the comment. I wanted to use this comment to then show you what the UK media is saying. Because as Kelly said, and this makes me laugh as well, when the press write a story and we share it, and then the first comments are, I thought they wanted privacy. It's like, when do you people get it? Meghan and Harry are not putting this news out there. The news are obsessed with them. Literally. Here we go. First they'll say, I've not seen much of this in the news. I wonder why. Because it's positive for Prince Harry. I swear, if I got paid £1 for every time I saw this headline in the news, I wouldn't be here right now. I love how the Telegraph calls it a royal insight. Really? Harry and Meghan's Netflix plans at stark odds with palace priorities. That's their reactions. GB News. And Nana, I have to say, if this whole broadcasting thing doesn't go your way, you could always be a villain in a movie because Prince Archie and Princess Elizabeth will not appear in Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's new projects. Wow. But let's look how the UK media twists this. Prince Harry clearly won against Meghan in big decision over children. So they're saying that it was Prince Harry's decision and it was Meghan Markle who wanted her kids on film. Prince Harry is understood to have won his latest disagreement with Meghan Markle. That's his wife. She's not some stranger. But you know that, don't you, Express? And the Mirror, same story. Prince Harry wins against Meghan Markle. What? And again from the Daily Record, Prince Harry wins against Meghan Markle. And the Mirror, I have no words here. Prince Harry has an obsessive love for Meghan Markle. He will never leave her. That's called love. Love, love, love. Like, I'm a little obsessed with my husband. I love him. And this from the Daily Mail, which, weirdly, seems kind of nice. Another one. If I got paid £1 for every time I saw this on BBC News, why did Harry and Meghan leave the royal family and where do they get their money? As you'll see here on the left, the article was actually out in January and they just keep updating it and updating it and updating it with the same information.
We've got this article from the Daily Mail by Sam Lawley. Never heard of him. Quote, Archie and Lilibet will not appear in Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's new Netflix shows, which are set to explore the couple's love of polo, gardening, entertaining, and friendship. Meghan and Harry actually haven't said if either of their kids will appear in either of the shows, but a better question is why should they appear in either of these shows? What does a 2-year-old and a 4, almost 5-year-old have to do with polo or cooking? I think a huge reason that the UK media is making such a big deal about Meghan filming the show in someone else's mansion is because that not only did they think that they were going to get to see their kitchen and itemize every single appliance, cabinet, drawer, fork, knife, plate, anything in that kitchen, but they also assumed that maybe, Lily or Archie would, randomly walk onto the set and they would have that in the show or something. No, that's not going to happen. Harry and Meghan protect their children's privacy fiercely. And I mean, after the abuse the British media has heaped on Meghan and Harry some also, but more so Meghan, why in the world would anyone think that she would expose her children to those people? Honestly. But another reason that they're claiming this is because even though the comments on the right there say 0, there's a lot of them. And a lot of them are claiming a bunch of awful things about Harry and Meghan as parents because they refuse to allow these people to see their children. And I'm sorry, but after this article, no. There ain't no way I would expose my children. No. The British media used this lie to attack a 2-year-old for over a month. They also made Queen Elizabeth look awful and terrible. I mean, she come off really bad to the point that the author of the book had to get on the show and be like, no, she didn't actually care. They just were hoping, that people would go after the Sussex's children, not the Queen. The Queen wasn't really a part of the story, the narrative that they wanted to paint. But as soon as people were like, this makes her look like a really horrible, awful... He was like, no, she didn't really say that. Because the point was to attack Lily, a baby. So this is just a common sense headline. Of course, we don't know if Archie or Lily will be in either, show. I honestly can't see them being in either show, but, they may surprise me. The only connection they could make to a reason that either a child should be in the show was that Harry started playing polo when he was a kid. The article doesn't really say anything else because obviously no one in the British media has anything to do with Harry and Meghan by design. The couple have entirely cut out the British media and their royal rota as, persona non grata. They are frozen out of their lives. So of course they're not going to have actual proof that this is true or not true. They're just making things up because they need to keep the Sussexes in the news to protect what's going on with the royal family. Then they go on to talk about how the royal family would be put in a difficult position if Prince Harry's Invictus Games returns to the UK. You know what? Don't worry. It's not going to happen. But that will be a topic that they can continue to write about until the official country is announced. UK has secured 26 million to bid. But again, I just don't think it's going to happen. The British media make it a daily point to say how unwelcome all of them are, but also bring your kids and let us see them. Like that makes any sense. And then the article ends saying, quote, "Meanwhile, the Duke of Sussex said he would not feel comfortable bringing his wife and their children, Prince Archie IV and Princess Lilibet II, to Britain if he was unable to appeal a recent ruling which downgraded his taxpayer-funded personal security when he visits Britain." Because, of course, he offered to pay for it himself. And they said, nope, that's not going to work either. He has to protect his children from these people.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, hit that notification bell.